Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a very real, raw video. It's basically my draw my life. I'm not going to actually be drawing because I can't draw. It would be stick figures, and what's the point of that? So, I'm just letting you know, a lot of people don't know this stuff about me. My husband knows everything. I've told him everything. He's my husband. So, I'm gonna try not to cry because sometimes it's very emotional to think back and talk about this kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So I do have a little notepad thing, just in case I don't get off track and stuff, because whatever. So I was born July 5th, 1995, and I was born to a mother and father. Obviously, I had a mom and a dad. And I was with them, till I was a couple months old. At 3 months old, I was thrown on the bed. And like there was a concrete floor. I mean, obviously, I don't remember this. This is all from what DFACS and the paperwork, and this is what I've been told. So, um, I was thrown on the bed, and I guess it was because the reason that they said was because I wouldn't stop crying as a baby. So they threw me so hard on the bed that I felt like I bounced off the bed onto the concrete floor. And I do have a scar on my head. I don't Obviously I'm not gonna be able to show you guys, but I do have a scar on my head. Um, it's back here, and it's real, so it actually happened. I do have the scar to prove it. But and obviously I found out a lot of this stuff when I was older. Some of the stuff I do remember too, by the way, before I continue. So I'm just kind of gonna go in chronological order of things that have happened. So around, I don't know the exact age either. So around 2, we got taken away because me and my sister, we were sexually abused by our biological father as infants to 2, 3 years old. But we got taken away around 2 or 3. We were in foster care. Oh wait, no, we didn't go to foster care yet. We went to our biological grandmother's. So my biological mother's mom. And that was fun. We were there for probably maybe a couple years. I remember being like 5 or 6, 4 or 5, 6 around there. And you're just remembering some things. There was this one day that I remember specifically. I don't remember the exact date, or month or anything like that. But me and my sister, we were at our biological grandmother's because that's who we had. They had custody of us now, and they were allowing us to see our biological mother, which was a big no-no. That they were. She See, this is the part that's complicated because it's just so much to talk about. Basically, they weren't allowed to see us because she basically knew that we were being abused, but she just turned her head and ignored it. And when we actually went to the doctors and things came up, how we were talking and how me and my sister were acting at such a young age, and they did the exam, the pelvic exam, all that stuff, and we were abused. Like, there's no doubt about it. And she still, even to this day, refuses to acknowledge that she knew that she had any involvement, anything like that. So basically, we were not allowed to see her or him. He was in jail, so that was never happening anyway. And the police found out about it because they were watching her house, and they saw saw this biological mother come in, and we were like, she was holding me, and at the young age, I didn't know all this stuff was going on. I didn't even knew the abuse was like a bad thing. A little kid, someone hurts you, you're innocent. You don't know the depth of that, of what is actually happening. And my son is here, so I was like, mommy, mommy, and she was holding me, and the police came in. They barged in. They grabbed me, and I remember screaming, crying, like as if somebody was taking Kai away from me. Kai would be like, "Mama, Mama," crying so bad. Then that's what I was doing, and that's like, I remember being that as terrifying, but now it's kind of like I mean, I don't know how to feel about it anymore. But and then she got taken away. We got taken away from them, and that's when we began our foster care. So, and we were probably around 5, maybe. I'm not exactly sure. I do have all the paperwork somewhere. If you guys are interested, I can actually go through. I don't know if I'll be able to show you everything because they are documents of the court and stuff like that. So, but they are mine. So, maybe I can read some of the stuff that happened, like from someone else's perspective. So, then we entered foster care. In foster care, we went from, I think we were maybe in a total of 4 or 5 houses. I'm not exactly sure, but I remember. I don't remember all the people we were with, but I remember this one family. Um, I remember 2 families to be specific, but the first family was a mom and a dad, and they weren't able to have kids, so they were thinking about adopting. So they had me and my sister there. You good? Had me and my sister there, and I think he's getting sick, but me and my sister was there. And sorry, I keep and my sister and um so then we were there for like a couple months, and then I guess she started trying to have a baby. Doing at that age, I had no clue. I just know that there was a baby in her tummy, and so me and my sister were playing one day, and when she was like pregnant, she wasn't like she was probably not that far along, but me and my sister were playing, and she came around the corner, and my sister accidentally hit her in the stomach. And she was in pain, and it was an accident. We were little kids. We had no clue, what was happening. So they called DFACS. They said, we can't take basically they can't have us. They didn't want us anymore. So we were shipped off to another place, another house. I don't know if this was the house directly after that lady who was trying to have a baby, but as a kid, everything is blurred together. I don't remember everything. So, but there was other house that we were at, and they were, as a kid, we always say they're our black family because we were placed with a black family, which was, nothing wrong with that. But these people, they were very, I guess they were, and this is not all black families. If you're black and watching this, I love black people. I'm not hating on y'all. But this specific family, they were very mean, I guess you can say. If we did something wrong, they would put us out in the garage. They would have us have a broom. I was gonna get a broom, but whatever. Have a broom and put it like this, and we would have to walk around like this barefoot on the cold concrete. And that doesn't sound bad, but they made us do it a lot and long periods of time. Imagine doing this like we were slaves or something. And then they would hit us like they had sticks, and they would try to hit our feet to make us go faster. So that was very terrifying, and it's very haunting. Um, the reason we got taken away from them was because we were my sister was put in a bin, like a tub where you put like a storage bin, a little bin that has a lid on it. My sister was put in there. They poked holes in it so she can breathe at least. But she was in there for I don't even know how long. But when the courts came back, I mean not the court, like DFACS came back, and they do their interview. So they come, every couple months. They ask, make sure everything's okay, make sure no abuse is taking place. Obviously, as kids, we were like, yeah, she put me in a bin, or yeah, she makes us do this. We're not really realizing the severity of what they're doing to us, but we're just like telling, yeah, we do this. This is happening, and we got taken away from that house. So, there was this other house that we went to. These were the very, very wealthy, rich people, and so we were there maybe a year. I don't even know. I don't remember, but they were very wealthy and rich, and they had a daughter who was a teenager, but she passed away in a car accident. I think it was a car accident, and she was a cheerleader, and they had pictures of her. And so they were like, they wanted to basically have another daughter, but they got me and my sister, so it was like 2. And basically, they didn't like my sister at all. I was like their favorite child, basically, and they were mean too. Like they used to grab us by our shirts when we did something wrong or we were in trouble or made a mess, and they would put us on the wall and scream at us like "Ah!" like that, and that was terrifying. I mean, talk about being scared to death. Um, so it's just. Ugh. So the caseworker at that time came. I really liked them. I think it was because they favorited me, so I got the more attention and stuff. And as a kid, you're like, yeah, I'm the favorite, whatever. And so the caseworker came. We were talking, and I remember this. I remember sitting in their living room and telling them, and I showed them. I said they grabbed us by our shirt, and I walked up to the wall, and they held us up like this. And the lady was like, "Oh, okay." So like about a couple days later, they came. They got us. I didn't want to go, so I was very hesitant. Like I was thinking about staying, and but I didn't. I didn't want to leave my sister, so. I just remembered this one thing. I think this is the very first house we went to, right after getting taken away. We were with this family, the Andrews, or something like that. No, that's not their name. The son's name is Andrew, and I remember his name very well, and so does my sister because he was sexually abusing my sister and I. He would make us do things, and it was just disgusting, and trying just thinking about it, it just makes me disgusted and sick. Like I feel sick talking about it. And the reason we got taken away from them is because of me. I was one night I did not want to eat the collard greens that they cooked. I was throwing a fit, kicking, screaming, and they basically called defects, and they took me away. They left my sister there. And then I remember that I hated feeling like that. I was crying. I don't even remember where I was at. I think it was in a temporary house. Oh, I feel sick. And I was in a temporary house, and then I remember talking on the phone with my sister, and I was telling them, "No, I want to be with my sister. I want to be with my sister." So they got her out too. So and then we went to the. I don't remember their names. I just called them the Black family as a kid. So I hate to say it like that, but I wish I knew their names. I would call them by their names, but they weren't nice people either. But and then I think we were in maybe one or two more houses. I don't remember. And then I think we came from. I think we came from the black family. We went from the black family to the parents who adopted us. And I was 9 when I got adopted. My sister was 8 and we got adopted. And so we finally thought, wow, we're gonna have a family, and I was calling them mom and dad and stuff. And little did I know, life was not gonna get any easier. So everything was fine, the first couple months. Everything was good, and then we actually got adopted. We went to the courts, signed the paper, and we got adopted. And then everything seemed, we were like the perfect family if you were looking outside, looking in. But then it was like I just turned 9 when we got adopted. So I was almost 10 maybe, but I was still 9 when the adoptive father started abusing me. He would come into my room, he would touch me and stuff. He never did anything like sex or rape or anything like that. It was just I feel like he was trying to get me built up. I know that sounds weird, but like it was a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. It started off with back rubs, and I thought that was fine. My mom, the adoptive mom, was giving us back rubs too, so everything was fine. And then he started, and by the way, when I was 9, 10, that's when I started puberty. So I started getting boobs, I started my period, everything. And he would start touching me. He would just go right down here, and then I could feel him kind of touch my boob, and I was kind of like, uncomfortable, but I was scared. I've been through a lot before. Like I with the Andrew, and so I mean, I was scared. And at the time I thought it was just me, like he wasn't touching my sister or anything. So I didn't say anything, and this went on for about 2 years. And then at 11, the last time he did anything was the biological, not the biological, the adoptive mother was, I think she was in Maryland. Yeah, she was in Maryland. So she went to go see her father. And she was gone for like a couple days. And he told me that night, he said, I want you to come into my room at night around this time. So I was just like, mm-hmm. So I didn't go. I stayed there. He came into my room, and he brought me to his room. And I was just sitting there. I kept acting really tired. Like I didn't want to, I was just like, oh, no, I'm tired. And he was like, you just want to go to sleep? And I was like, yeah. So he let me go back to my room. And that was the last time he ever did anything to me. He has said things, though. He said I was sexy. He said my bum was cute. Other things that was just disturbing and disgusting. And, it's whatever. I didn't say anything because I thought it stopped, and I didn't think that he would be touching my sister because, believe me, I was watching. Like, I noticed things. I would have noticed if he was going in her room or stuff. But, I was wrong, by the way. So, I'm just going to skip to one little part because it goes back to this part. So, at 18, I got kicked out. I was sneaking out, and I got caught. So, I got kicked out that night. Kai. So I got kicked out, and it's fine. So I've been kicked out for a year or so now, and then this is also where I met. Stop! What are you doing? Don't throw my phone. Oh my gosh! I got kicked out. I met my husband, and it's all coming back together, but they kind of intertwined in this section. Yes, I know you broke my phone. Yes, I can see you broke it. Okay. No more for you. Sorry, no more for you. You broke Mommy's phone. Okay, guys, give me one moment. Okay, I think I got him calmed down for a few minutes. So I was kicked out. Found my husband. We dated and stuff, and then we found out I was pregnant. We've been together for a little over a year, and so I told my my adopted mother and father, and they were upset or whatever. And then that was fine. I was pregnant. They accepted it. We went on with our lives. We talked every now and then. I visited them, and yeah. And I put everything in the past. I didn't think about it anymore. I didn't want to think about it. I just thought, we'll finally be okay. I'm never going to be 100% fully involved with my adopted parents or anything like that. But it is what it is. We're here now. This is the situation now. So I was 2 weeks till I was supposed to have my son. And I get a phone call in the middle of the night saying that your sister is accusing daddy which is the adoptive father, of raping her, of abusing her and stuff. And I was like, I didn't know what to say because I was like, I know he did it to me. Like, he did things to me. So I believed my sister, obviously. Now, obviously, they didn't. I'm going to get very upset talking about this because it's very upsetting. Because you would expect, 2 daughters coming to you saying, this has happened. We're not lying. We'll take polygraph tests if you want. We'll do whatever you want. Yet this woman, this mother, chose to believe her husband over her 2 adoptive daughters, who we've been with since we were 9. So, just putting that out there. And then, 2 days later, July 6th, to be exact, I told her, I was like, yes, he did things to me too. Oh, she was not having it. She was livid. She was so pissed. She hung up on me. And then I get a call not too long later, maybe an hour or so, from our grandma, saying that daddy shot himself. Why would an innocent man shoot himself? Hmm? If he had nothing to hide, why would an innocent man shoot himself? He had everything going for him. He was losing weight. They were both losing weight. They were eating healthy. They were having fun. They go on cruises and vacations. What's not to love about life? Why would a 40-something-year-old man who has a nice life kill himself if he was innocent? Guilty people kill themselves. Guilty people hide. Guilty people run. Innocent people, you arrest me, truth is gonna come out. Truth is gonna come out, and so that even after this happened, her husband killed herself. And yes, I do feel sorry. I feel for her. I couldn't imagine losing somebody like that. I couldn't imagine. But at the same time, if your daughters came to you and you didn't believe us, and you still to this day don't believe us. Now my sister is in and out of drugs because she's so messed up because of what your husband did, and you're playing a pity party. Oh, my poor husband died. And I know this sounds harsh right now, but my sister tries to kill herself. What? Anyways, right before all this happened, when I first got kicked out at 18 years old, this is where I said it would intertwine. So at 18, this is basically how I met my husband. But 18, when I got kicked out, I was partying. I was going with friends. I was from a couch to a couch, to one house to the another with friends and stuff. But one night I was with the wrong crowd with people I worked with at McDonald's, and it was like 12 o'clock at night. I shouldn't have been there. I was stupid. I just was being young and dumb, thinking, oh, I'm 18, I can do whatever I want now that I'm kicked out, basically. And a group of Hispanic men, I say Hispanic because they were literally all Hispanic, came in, and they were one of the girls that I was with knew them, and the guys knew them too, so I didn't really know them. And so they were like, yeah, we're having a party. And of course I was like, yeah, sure, I want to get drunk. Yeah, yada, yada, yada. So we went to their house. They were playing beer pong in their garage. And they had music on. We were all dancing, drinking, doing things, like dancing and just, I don't know, being young and dumb. And then, this one guy started like really, feeling on me, touching me, stuff like that. And I was drunk, I was like, yeah, sure, I like you like me, that's cool, we can dance and stuff. But then everyone, this is gonna get really emotional because I don't know if I'll cry, but just warning you, this pretty face right now is probably gonna be messed up. But I mean, it still haunts me. Like, it still hurts to know that people could be so evil, so evil. But we were dancing and stuff, and I don't know exactly what happened. I was in and out of it at this point. Like, I was like, basically. This guy started, touching on me. He started taking my pants off, and I kept trying to pull them back on, and they were taking my shirt off. And I say they because there was probably about 6, 7 people there. They were recording this rape. They were watching, taking pictures, recording me. And I was drunk. I had no clue what was going on. I just know that my pants were coming off and I didn't want them to. So I kept trying to pull them up. And then I just remember this man on me, and he was raping me basically. And I'm just sitting there like, I don't know what to do. And I kept trying to like get up, and he's like, no, stay. And I kept trying to get up, and I just couldn't. And then it probably lasted about 5 minutes. It wasn't too like long. I didn't feel any pain or anything, but I know what happened, and it was recorded. It was put up online. My whole school knew. Luckily, I wasn't like nobody really knew who I was. But that video was up with my face on it. My body was showing that man on top of me. Everybody saw, everybody knew. Even though they didn't know me, they knew, oh, Brittany, that girl, that was the one in the video, if they heard me, So I was very nerve-wracking, very upset, you know? Just it's really hard because I've kind of just swept it under the rug and put it in the back of my mind to never think about again. But I feel like if I made this video, I can tell you guys, somebody who could be going through the same thing, who may be abused by her father, who may have been raped. Maybe I can tell you my story and kind of help tell you how I cope with it as well. But I'll get to that in a minute. I just want to finish this story. So I basically they helped me get dressed, which is so weird. They helped me. They say, here's your shirt, here's your pants. So I put my clothes on, and then we got into the car. I passed out. Like, I was passed out. I had no clue what happened. It was about 6 in the morning when I came to. I had $100 stolen from me, and I had no ride, nowhere to go. So I was stuck at my job, at the job I was working at, until I, figured out. And basically everybody knew. Eventually, the person, it did get taken down. I'm sure it's probably, Lord forbid, still out there. But once you put something on the internet, who knows where it's at by now. But as far as I know, it was taken down. At the time, I didn't think I was raped because, I was drinking. I thought it was all my fault. I thought, oh, I shouldn't have put myself in that predicament. But the thing is, I was sitting with my husband watching Law and Order one day, and it was kind of ironic because that specific show was talking about a girl who went to a party, was drinking, got drunk, and she wasn't wanting to have sex. She didn't go out having sex. She just wanted to drink, have fun, hang out with people, be young, whatever. And then she ended up getting raped. And I was just like, it wasn't my fault, That man, he knows right from wrong. He knows I was laying on that floor drunk, but he just still decided to do what he did. And that was just my realization. I just broke down in tears. Like, I felt so hurt, felt so nasty because, this happened and stuff. It was quite disgusting, the predicament to be in. Through all of this, while I was a teenager, about 16, I tried to kill myself 3 times. The first time I cut my wrist, I have a scar here. It's very hard to see because it was a very short cut, but I did bleed a lot. But I didn't hit a vein, so I didn't die. I look back now and I say thank goodness. But my husband's seen it, and it's just weird, to think about trying to cut myself like that. I never really was a cutter. I thought about it. I thought about dying a lot until I did cut myself once, and I didn't like it. Some people are like, the pain, helps me feel something or helps me but it didn't help me at all. So I turned to pills. I took about 20 Advil, and which I didn't know if that would work. It didn't. It was so weird though. I felt like I slept good. Like, I woke up, I felt very calm, and that was because they were still in my body, the pills that I took. And then the third time I tried taking 30 pills. I thought if 20 didn't work, 30 will. Which it didn't work. And then I kind of and by that time, this was my senior year. I'm about to get kicked out in October. And I'm basically moved on. I kind of just said, whatever, I'm a senior, but just, enjoy senior year. So, and then I'm going to go ahead and talk about getting back to meeting my husband, because that's where I felt like my life has kind of truly began. I do want to say this. There has been a few people in my life, friends, even one of my boyfriends, ex-boyfriends now, but who helped me along the way. And they didn't know all this stuff that has happened to me and my sister, but they were definitely there, and they helped me. They, in one way or another, they were there for me. So, you know, I feel like they know who they are if they're watching. So, but meeting my husband, I met him about pretty soon after I got kicked out. It wasn't like right away, because I still had a boyfriend at the time. But I broke up with him because it was just a lot going on, getting kicked out, not knowing where to go, and I didn't really, I wasn't sure of everything. And then I had my adopted mom saying things like, "Oh, you shouldn't be with him," yada yada yada. Which, I mean, it is what it is now. I'm with my husband now, so. But it led me to my husband Diego. So we started talking. We met through a mutual friend while I was moving from one place to another. And we started talking on Facebook, just started dating, and if you've seen how I met my story of how I met my husband, there I do have a video on that. So we started dating and stuff. We got more serious, and then I think we were together for a little over a year. We got pregnant with our son Kai, and so we had a baby, and then excuse me, we got married in March of last year, 2016, and things have been pretty rocky every now and then, because I just feel like we had a baby so young, so that was a lot of the stress right there. And then at first it was about the money, and then it was like making sure Kai had everything that he needed, and then things kind of have gotten a lot better since then. We're in our own place now. We're doing a lot better. Our relationship is doing good. We have our fair share of arguments every now and then, but we're just like every other couple, So, but we are actually planning to have another baby soon. We're in the process of trying, and I'm hoping for a little girl because I've always wanted a little girl to put little bows in her hair, and do her little hair and nails and stuff. So I'm really hoping for a girl, but only time will tell. Well, I guess so. Yeah. Well, this is my life story, and it's not pretty. It's not interesting. It's not fun. It's ugly. It was an ugly past. I'm glad that I can put it behind me, and you know, sometimes I feel like I've never gotten counseling. I've never had. I mean, I've talked to my friends about it and stuff, but they don't know what to say. I'm sorry you went through this. They can't really help me. So I really haven't sought any help. That's something that I do want to do because I do have a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear. I stress out a lot about being hurt or burglarized or killed, and I really fear for my son too. Like that scares me too. I don't want him to ever, or my children to ever, have to go through anything that I went through. So, and I have nightmares sometimes, and it's sad. It's like horrible, and sad. But I plan on getting some help because I feel like it will really help ease me, I guess, put my mind at ease and stuff. So yeah. But as far as that note, I'm good now. I have my wonderful family. I love being a mom. Sometimes it's stressful, but I bargained it. I wanted it. I wanted the baby, so yeah, so that's my life story. It's not, like I said, it's not pretty or anything. Now it is. But yeah. I hope oh, yeah, what I wanted to say. If you are somebody who is going through something that I've gone through. Hold on, I gotta go make sure my son. Okay. I kind of have to put this short because my son is being really disgusting, playing in the toilet. If you are someone going through something that I've been through, or even worse, or whatever you're going through, just know that there's a way. You're gonna make it. You're gonna be okay. Seek guidance, seek counseling, because that's something I wish I would have done. Tell. Don't keep quiet. Tell. Even if you think you're gonna ruin the perfect life or whatever, and if for some reason that person doesn't believe you, tell somebody else. Tell a police officer. Tell somebody you trust. Tell a teacher. Tell anybody. Because if I would have told, not only would I have saved myself more heartache, I could have possibly prevented my sister. I could have prevented her heartache too. So I don't blame myself because I was a kid. What was I gonna? I was scared, but my son is partially naked. I don't know. Okay, you kind of can't tell. He still has his diaper halfway on. But yeah, I gotta hurry because kids are crazy. So I hope you guys kind of enjoyed this. I know it's kind of not a happy usual video that I do. But yeah, I really hope you guys can get something from this. Get to know me a little bit better. Understand sometimes how I act or whatever. So bye guys. I'm sorry that is long, but it's my life story. It's long. So bye.